Tyler, as we welcome you across Comal Street from McCombs Field here to UFCU Disch-Falk Field for Game 3 of this three-game set between the Stanford Cardinal and the Texas Longhorns. This series tied one game apiece. The different Stanford pitching in the first game was outstanding. Kyle Johnston was excellent yesterday. Both teams have missed opportunities with runners in scoring position. Welcome to UFCU Disch-Falk Field. I'm Keith Muller along with Greg Swindell. Some of the things that we looked at offensively for Texas, they've got to cut down on their strikeouts.
They got to cut down on those strikeouts, and Texas was taking a lot of the first pitches. We talk about them being aggressive, but you're taking that first fastball, then you're over-aggressive, which is resulting in a lot of strikeouts.
Well, you look at that for Stanford, it's been the pitching that's been the key for them, especially their bullpen.
Their bullpen has been excellent this series. The first two games come out in Texas and held Texas at check. And they've kept their team in the game, kept Stanford in the game for the first couple in this series. The bullpen have done everything they asked. 12 2/3 innings and 18 strikeouts, and kept their team in the game, and won Thursday and got beat yesterday. We'll see what happens today.
Well, Texas has been very good as well, but when you look at the two bullpens, Stanford has used very few pitchers. Now, they've gone extremely long. They're not going to be available the rest of the weekend. For Texas, though, they've used a lot of folks, and they've been used for a number of pitches as well. So you look at it, maybe a little bit of advantage to Stanford in that department.
Yeah, Texas has used lots of pitchers, maybe not as many pitches, so they can be fresh. But Stanford, like you said, they will be a lot more fresher than the Texas bullpen.
Mark Marquist in his 40th year, 1,557 victories, an outstanding coach. And for Stanford's lineup, a little bit different looking lineup against a good left-hander. The top of this order are the guys that you've got to retire, and they're going to be facing a senior left-hander.
Ty Colberth for the Texas Longhorns, getting a second start of the season. Had a good first start, 5 innings, and got the win. Senior out of Bryan, Texas. Calling Mr. Steady. Good numbers in his first start. He wants to build off that, continue, and try to win this game.
Tommy Edmonds will step in. He's the leadoff hitter, switch hitter, bats from the right side against the left-hander. He's a junior from San Diego, California. As he steps in, hitting .208 on this season. Good player, excellent defensive player. Ball hit out to left. Ball carrying pretty well today. Jones, almost misjudged it. Travis Jones, an infielder by trade, playing outfield today by necessity, Greg.
Yeah, Texas right fielder Patrick Mathis with a sore leg, and last night, unfortunate, Tyler Rand breaking the hand. See Travis Jones out there. The wind is different tonight. The third game of this set, we've had it in, we've had it calm, and now it's blowing out.
Stepping to the plate, Nico Horner. Second soccer for the Stanford Cardinal. He is a true freshman and a good one from Oakland, California. When you look at Ty, when you look at his scouting report and the things that he does, the thing that jumps off the page for me is his rhythm, the things that he does to stay in focus. He gets it and gets ready to go.
And not much gets to him. That's why I call him Mr. Steady, because he's very consistent with his delivery, with his pre-pitch routine.
Great mound presence.
Wants to build off that first start, get deeper in that game, follow the lead with what Kyle Johnston did last night.
It's going to be one of those afternoons when you play in the month of February, almost to the 1st of March, but shadow will be a factor. There is no question as a hitter, as the day goes on, you are ready for that shadow to get by the pitcher because it is difficult to see at home plate. Hits the inside corner. 2 quick outs for Stanford.
Michael Cantu set up inside, and right there you see the ball bright and then goes dark right when it gets to home plate.
It's hard to see spin as an ex-hitter. I know pitchers, y'all don't see it coming off the bat. I know that's a scary thought too as well when you're pitching, where you don't really get to see it off the bat. But as a hitter, you lose spin when it comes out of that sunlight.
And it will get tougher as the shadow creeps even further, because you lose the ball further out in front of the mound or in front of the plate.
Mikey DeCroter will step in. Sophomore from Woodside, California. Had a big night last night. A couple of knocks, drove in a run. These two teams, when you look at their numbers offensively, neither team hitting much to this point. No question. Stanford under 200 as a team at this point of the season.
Just a good breaking ball from Ty Colberth. I mean, his routine's the same. His demeanor's the same. Can't tell if he's given up a hit or struck a guy out.
Right back with it. 1, 2, 3. Go the Stanford Cardinal in the top of the first. Here come the Longhorns to the plate.
What would be the 5-time National Coach of the Year, Augie Garrido? This Longhorns coming to bat after a 1-2-3 first inning for Ty Colberth. You see the order right there. Zane Gerwitz, Boswell, Baker, Barrera, Michael Cantu, Caleb Denny, Cody Clemens, and Jake McKenzie.
A little bit different looking lineup right there. There's no question about that when you look at it with the left-hander going, and they're going to face another veteran left-hander.
They're going to face Chris Castellanos, a little hard-throwing lefty, this little soft-throwing lefty. We saw Bubic on Thursday night. Throws a little harder than Bubic, but does have the good changeup, a good breaking ball. Can command both sides of the plate. Won his first start of the season. You see they're not overpowering. I just said it's similar to Bubic on Thursday night. 3 picks, Mitch, fastball, good changeup, and a good curveball.
Chris has a little better breaking ball than Bubic. At least that's the information that we were given. We'll see as the day goes on. Again, different looking lineup for Texas, but not at the top, as the junior from San Antonio, Zane Gerwitz, will lead it off. As Zane steps in, hitting .238 on the year. Greg, you mentioned it. It is a much different day watching batting practice today. These guys, after having to hit into the teeth of that wind in a cool night, ball was jumping in all directions today.
Well, that was obvious from Edmond popping that ball up in the first inning. Thursday night, the left fielder would have had to sprint in. Shortstop might have caught it. And that ball right there that Edmond hit almost carried out of the ballpark.
That's that curveball we were talking about right there, and it is a good one. Wynn went around the plate. Now, Greg, I got to ask you this question just because I saw him when Castellanos came to the mound. 1-2 pitch. Hit out towards center. Will it stay in the air? Yes, it will. And Klein able to make the play. Now, in all your years of pitching, either here at Texas or in the big leagues, did you wear stirrups, high stirrups like this, and sanitaries, or were you a low pants guy?
I was a low pants guy, but I did wear the sanitaries and the stirrups, but I never went high. I mean, sometimes if you're struggling, you might try something, but I always did it maybe in batting practice, but when the game started, I went down. That is old school.
That's old school. Got it, wore pants down nearly to my ankles. Never was a high stirrup guy. I played with one, though, the name you might remember, and Ron Reed, longtime reliever. Played in the NBA, also as a basketball player. He was 6'7", and he wore the long stirrups and the sanitaries up, so it looked like it was 2.5 feet or 3 feet to his kneecap. You can see if we get an opportunity to bring it forward. Greg Swindell, you were wearing stirrups right there. We get to see.
Got the stirrups on, and not the long pants, but we didn't have much of a choice. Our pants didn't go down very far.
Boswell steps in.
There it is. See the stirrups all the way up, and the pants, that's as far as they went. You had no choice. I guess you wore the medium pants back then.
And then a lot of guys wear the soccer style socks. Interesting how everybody likes to wear their uniform differently.
Yeah,
2-2.
Once they came out with the solid color sock, I wore that.
It was easier, wasn't it?
Comfortable.
Yeah.
You didn't have to worry about the stirrups falling.
Ball hit pretty well into the gap in left center. This ball's carrying real well. Klein, really nice running move. Got an excellent jump right there and able to run that ball down. I thought that ball had a chance to get into the gap.
Yeah, with this breeze, the flags have really picked up. Brett puts a good charge in it, but a good job by Klein out there. Never takes his eye off the ball, and as he's going, the wind's taking it, and he's looking back up into the sun. A good running catch by Jack Klein.
So 2 gone for Joe Baker. Joe Baker really has swung the bat quite well. Was unable to go last weekend due to injury. Back this weekend. He's had a good start to his 2016 campaign. Hitting .375 as he steps in. The sophomore from McKinney. Drag his way on, fouls it off at the plate. And you have a day when it's blowing out like this, and Joe's got a little pop in his bat. I'm thinking about hitting the ball out of the ballpark.
Yeah, and I would think it would be tougher to bunt a slower pitcher, like a slow curveball or a changeup. You're not going to see too many fastballs.
Off of the end of the bat, out towards center, coming on is Klein. Ooh, almost a collision as Edman able to make the play. Communication was tough right there. That was close, but 1, 2, 3 go the Longhorns here in the bottom of the first. Nice play, Tommy Edman. UFCU Disch-Falk Field. It's been an unbelievable afternoon of live sports here in the capital city. Right in this area right here is softball. Dropped one early this morning. Came back and beat the University of Illinois 8-1. Men's basketball team, and what an incredible crowd across the street at the Drum. Come away with a 13-point victory. Swimming and diving won another big, you look at that, that's what, 30-something in a row.
Congratulations.
Coach Reeds is just fantastic in his ball club. And then later tonight, obviously, we will have women's basketball. So it is a big day here in the capital city. 4-5-6 due as Alex Dunlap will step in. The native Texan from the Woodlands. Off to a pretty good start. Hitting .308. This one on the ground. In the hole for Boswell. Long throw across the diamond. Nice play right there. Good stretch by Barrera for the first out of the inning.
Clemens went to his left and dives for this ball. Good thing he didn't touch it because Brett was right there, got in front of it and showed that strong arm. Strong, accurate arm, too. No panic in the throw.
Gets him by a full step. Quinn Brody will step in. Brody, sophomore from Los Angeles. Love the mound presence of a senior. You talked about it, steady, but it just nothing bothers Ty.
Yeah, it almost as if he wants to lull you to sleep when you're in the box. That's his demeanor. He's always like that.
He gets it and gets ready to go. He's back right now, ready to throw a pitch. Gets his sign and attacks.
No walking around.
Yeah.
He doesn't even leave the rubber. You
can see the numbers there for Brody. It's been a struggle offensively for Stanford, but boy, they have had a really tough start to their season in the sense of their schedule. And then next week, they have Vanderbilt coming to town. Cal State Fullerton last week. That's the first week, 3 weekends of the year.
Well, then they got to play the Pac-12 after that.
Two and two to Brody.
They're a veteran team. A lot of returners back for Stanford. Like 80% of their offense has returned.
Bullet right at Baker. Snares it for the second out of the inning.
A good swing by Quinn Brody right here. He just turns it over. It was hooking away from Joe. Joe barely gets the glove on it there, but right in the web.
We will have a pinch hitter. It'll be Austin Barr. Mark Marquist for years has always put one of his starting pitchers in the DH spot, and then he watches the game and decides who he wants to use in that DH spot. So Austin Barr will be the pinch hitter, even though he probably knew he was going to be the DH. He's a 6'2", 200-pound senior. As he steps in, he has appeared in this series as a pinch hitter. Out in front.
It's one of the few breaking balls so far that Ty has thrown to a right-hander. He's thrown a few to the lefties, but a good decision right there to throw it on the first pitch.
Yeah. Barr looking for his first hit of the year as he steps in. Oof. As a hitter right there, you look at that and go, 1-2.
Ty has a good fastball. He can throw it 90 miles an hour, and it looks harder because the breaking balls he throws previous to that fastball. This fastball gets the strike 3. We'll be back. 0-0.
On Thursday, Patrick Mathis. He really was off to an outstanding start right here. You could feel him come up. He just felt something, did a little bit of a tweak as he finished. He might be out 2 to 3 weeks. And then last night, this one, 4 to 6 weeks as Tyler Rand fastball runs in on him trying to bunt. And he's going to be lost for nearly a month and a half with that injury right there. So it looks different when you look at what's going to be offensively this outfield. Those two guys were penciled in left and right against both left and right-handed pitching. Now a lot of changes for Texas offensively.
Yeah, now you just got to go with a hunch. Right today they have Travis Jones out in left field, Jake McKenzie in right field. I imagine if it's a right-hander tomorrow, we'll see Brady Harlan. We'll get back out there, and Ben Kennedy, the left-handed hitters. So now you just play percentages.
Herrera steps in, playing first base today. Off to a good start. He's hit safely in each of the first 5 ball games for Texas. He'll be followed by Michael Cantu and Caleb Denny.
Tyler Rand, even though it is a broken hand, you would think he could still be available to pinch run.
Yeah, I would think, but that might be a few days.
After a few days,
After
exactly.
a few days, because I'm sure they want that swelling to go down, and we'll see how that works out. 1-1 pitch, chopped on the ground, foul.
Texas hitters have to really be patient with Castellanos on the mound. A lot of off speed. Fastball's not overpowering.
It should be an advantage here. We'll get to it after this 1-2 pitch. Back through the box into center. First base runner of the ball game for either club leadoff single. Herrera now hits safely in 6 consecutive ball games. The point I was going to make is he hits this fastball right back through the box, Greg, is every day Texas comes out, their practices start at 3 in the afternoon.
Yep.
So they take BP, they play inter squad, they do a lot in this shadow. Stanford, if you go to Klein Field, the Sunken Diamond, they don't have shade.
No shadow.
Well, it is because the way it's shaped, the sun even in the afternoon, they don't have that shadow coming across between the mound and home plate. Cantu squares early. Up and away for ball 1.
Well, let's see if Texas can take advantage of that early in this game, because as it goes on, the shadow will go away.
Yes.
Towards the end of the ball game, that right field becomes really tough with the sun.
Leadoff base runner, something that Texas has not done a lot of in this series. Gets the bunt down. Good execution. 1-3 on the sacrifice. And that'll bring Caleb Denny to the plate. Texas offense, as we've mentioned so many times, is built around the leadoff base runner. I mean, that's what they do. And they're going to bunt in the first inning, the second inning in a tie game. And Texas just has not gotten the leadoff base runner on base very often.
Credit that Stanford bullpen for a lot of that.
Castellanos. We've seen a lot of young arms in these first two ball games for both of these clubs. Two veteran guys here today. I'll let this roll, and he does. That's a really nice job by Dunlap. You come out. I watched Stanford, their first time they came out onto the field to take batting practice in Thursday afternoon. The first thing you see a coach with its catchers rolling balls down the line, say, watch what it does, and just enough crown to let that ball roll foul. Then he got his first start of the year and his first action as a Texas Longhorn on Thursday, coming back from injury, where he missed most of his senior year and his true freshman year. He's a redshirt freshman from Humboldt. Comes from good stock. Longhorn fans will remember David Denny as his dad and teammate of yours.
Yeah, if he drives this run in here, he'll only be about 200 behind Dad in the RBI category. I'm sure he'd like to get his first.
The 0-2 way upstairs. Really does know how to hit. Takes a good approach. You know, at the next level, if you're talking about Major League Baseball, you look at a lot of those guys and they say they got good approaches. They're professional hitters. He has a really solid approach to hitting, makes good solid contact all the time. Could be a really good offensive player.
You said it when you talked about his father, David. David, one of the best hitters ever here at the University of Texas. He had the same type approach.
That was a good bender. Really took something off of it. That one was slower than the previous breaking balls, where he really took something off of it.
Yeah, when you don't throw hard, you practice different grips, different arm angles, different wrist angles on the ball to know whether to throw a harder one or a softer one. I'm sure Castellanos does that, and we saw it right there. Threw the harder one before. And that one right there looked like 3 or 4 miles an hour slower than the ones previous.
I'll bring Travis Jones to the plate. Jones on the season, getting his third start of the year. Jones 2 for 5 in his opportunities. This one in left field today.
I'm not sure they're too worried about Tress still in third base, but with 2 outs, I want to keep him closer because on any swing and any contact, he's going to be off.
Secondary lead.
Closer you can keep him in that bag. Possibility of throwing him out at the plate on a base hit.
Off speed downstairs. This is there's either a credit to the pitchers for both clubs, or it's the hitters not getting the job done, but neither team has done anything with runners in scoring position in this series. 2 for 36. The pace of Castellanos is different when he's in the stretch. You can sure tell that.
He keeps the runners close.
Good straight change right there. And it's 1-2.
Yeah, his delivery gives the impression that he's throwing hard, because he really gets up out on that toe and he delivers it, and the back leg comes through, and it's not much comes out of it. So very deceiving.
And tough to see, as you can see right there. Just gets a piece of it. That was a really good example of what you were talking about. The arm speed of his fastball is the same as the arm speed of his changeup. It's just in his grip.
Right.
So you see this quick arm, and the ball never gets there.
That was fastball, correct?
Yes.
And it registered 76 on our gun. Yeah. So he's not going to throw it by you, but it's tough to pick up.
Breaking ball, had him out in front. Did he go? Yes, he did. Second strikeout, second consecutive strikeout. Texas wastes the leadoff base runner. The view from Lady Bird Lake back through downtown Austin and the state capitol on a Chamber of Commerce day. There's no question that when the Chamber of Commerce comes up and says, let's just go to late February.
We're like right up over here.
And let's have a beautiful day and have it 72 degrees on the big board. 4 different live events throughout the day, and then the greatest music in the world. Welcome to Austin, Texas, as we come out to the top of the 3rd inning. Colberth out for his 3rd inning of work. He has been perfect. 6 up, 6 down to this point. As Johnny Loker steps in. And these two lefties are putting on a clinic.
They're pitching. You see some guys get out there and just try to throw it as hard as they can. These lefties have been using both sides of the plate, using their off-speed pitches. Not giving the hitters on either team too much to hit. Tres Barrera with the only hit in the game.
And the 1-2. Out toward left, carrying pretty well. Boswell get right to the railing. And runs out of real estate there. You could tell that Travis Jones did not see that ball off the bat. It's a young man that's played some outfield, but learning how to play in the outfield. You could tell right there he was looking, trying to find the baseball. That's the other thing with the shadow. It's not easy to see the ball off the bat to get that jump.
He's got the glasses on, the wind's blowing, the shadow's there. You've played a little left field in inter squad, not in the game situations.
Go top up by him.
Popped out toward right. McKenzie looking up into the sun, shadowing. Using his sunglasses in his glove. 7 in a row, retired.
Yeah, and you might just think just a regular pop fly, but that ball gets up in the sun and the wind. Jake just played that one nice and cool. Had the shades, put the glove up.
He's one of those guys who can play all. I bet he can play all 9 positions. He pitches.
Yeah, he was on the pitching staff last year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
give up 1 run all year.
You can play all 9. You want to catch first if you had to play all 9, or you want to catch last?
You're asking me? I don't really care about playing all 9.
First pitch strikes to 4 straight batters for the senior. Klein down in the count here. No balls and 2 strikes. He's had a good weekend, has Klein. It's been excellent in the field. Hitting .308 on the season as he steps in.
Good spot.
Just didn't get that call.
Right off the outside part of the plate. Yeah, get you leaning out and paint you on the inside. Second strikeout inside. Fourth of the game for Ty Colberth. But again, where Michael Cantu is set up, watch where that ball's thrown. Right into the mitt. Third strikeout looking this game. Fourth in the game.
Great command right there. 8 in a row retired as Matt Decker steps in from Portland, Oregon. He has been the DH a couple of times. He's got some at-bats over the weekend. He's 1 for 11 on the season. That one hit, an extra base hit. He is that one guy, Decker is, that steps out quite a bit and tries to get your timing and your rhythm off. Colberth is just get ready to go, and that may be something that you see Stanford do a little more of, is just say make him change his pattern right now, because right now he's in rhythm.
I don't think you can get him out of his pattern. Mr. Steady. I think it's really, really good to see as a hitter. You'll see right here. Watch this. I mean, the ball disappears right there. It's tough to pick up once it hits that shade.
Pitchers have all the advantages. That ball's did check his swing, and the count goes full. Of course, I know you as a pitcher didn't think y'all had any advantage.
My left ear is on mute. I didn't hear anything.
Payoff coming. On the ground. 9 in a row retired. Ty Colberth, he's been perfect so far.
It's really goes into.
We go to the home half of the third. Over the years, that's why Greg, you line up and play the Stanford Cardinals, because it gives you a really good indication a lot of times of how your year is going to go. I mean, if you can come out and you can take care of Stanford in a series, and you look at Texas in the last 6 years or 7 years, when they have done that, they've gone on to really big seasons.
Well, you play Stanford schools, but with the baseball programs like that to find out where you're at. You know they're going to play disciplined baseball. You know they're going to pitch well. You know they're going to play well in the field, and it just lets you know where you are. And if you beat a Stanford team, and we've seen Texas get whooped by Stanford as well, but if you can beat them, you're doing pretty well.
Cody Clements, the true freshman from Houston, steps in on the season for Cody. He is 4 for 20. Playing in a lefty-lefty matchup here. It'll be followed by Jake McKenzie, and then back to the top of the order. Castellanos. His 0-2.
Cody wasn't in there on Thursday. But with the injuries to Matheson, now Tyler Rand, has to be in there.
Hit well out toward left. This ball's carrying really well. I'll tell you what, these outfielders really do a nice job. That time, Quinn Brody did a nice job of giving ground and catching up to the baseball. They've got good speed. They get good jumps.
I think the jump got that one for Quinn Brody, because he was played shallow. Wasn't playing very deep. Read the ball good, got a good beat on it. Made a tougher play look pretty easy.
Jake McKenzie steps in. McKenzie played in the first weekend as Baker was unavailable. He is 2 for 11 on the year in his third start of the year. The sophomore from Dallas. Down the left field line, this could be extra bases. Into second base with a stand-up double.
As a pitcher, sometimes you can fool the hitter. This ball is down, it's a good pitch, and Jake McKenzie just gets out in front of it enough to keep it fair. right down the left field line. Kept his hands back just long enough and then got out in front just enough to keep it fair.
Yeah, the ball was away from him.
Yeah.
So you have to get out in front of a ball away to keep it fair, because anything inside, that's a great point, Greg. As a hitter, anything middle of the plate in and you're out in front, you're going to hook it foul. Back to the top of the order. Gerwitz 0 for 1 today as he steps in. 2 innings in a row, Texas with a runner in scoring position. Throw back to second. Dunlap has a good arm. Shows you that there. We talked about both these teams really struggling with runners in scoring position. See if Texas can come through.
Well, in this series, this is Texas inning. They got the only 4 runs they've scored in the 3rd yesterday.
Off at the end of the bat, foul. But Texas, in their first 3 innings of the ball game, that's been their best offense.
Getting ahead of teams. They've only trailed for 2 innings in the first 6 games. 5+. But unfortunately for Texas, those 2 innings have been an extra innings.
Yes, they have.
Led to both their losses.
Down the right foul line. This is going to come back to the field of play. Can't find it. It's going to fall in. McKenzie couldn't catch up to it. Throw into second. Not in time. Great for Texas. Loker, the right fielder, could not find this baseball coming out of the shadow, looking up into the sun. That's a big break for the Longhorn.
Yeah, he was played over in the gap. Had to run a long way for that ball just inside the line. Jake McKenzie, I'm not sure if he picked it up as well. You can read that ball maybe a little better. He's doing the right thing by going back to tag, but once you see that ball is going to drop, take off. But a hustle double by Zane Gerwitz, and now the Horns have him on 2nd and 3rd.
Infield back. Ground ball to second. Texas will get on the board.
Brett did this yesterday. Same situation.
Could see a steady diet of breaking balls right here. Joe Baker awaits on deck. Take advantage right here. Out in front of that one.
Got away with that one. 78-mile-an-hour heater, inner half to a lefty. Ooh. Be careful with that one, Chris.
Maybe get it lower.
or away.
Nice bunt. Safety squeeze in time, but nice job by Boswell. Texas has a 1-0 lead.
What a great bunt by Brett Boswell right here. Tough to pick up from a lefty. Try to get that bunt down. Deadened it out in front of the mound. Jake McKenzie with a good read on that bunt. Gets in and scores the Horns' first run.
When you're scuffling to put runs on the board, get them any way you can. And Texas has scored 5 runs in this series, all 5 in the 3rd inning. 4 last night in game 2, come away with a 4-3 win.
Joe's determined to get on with a bunt.
He's tried it both at bats.
You got 2 outs and a runner at 3rd base in scoring position. That bunt isn't going to scoring.
You could push bunt to first and beat it out and he might score, but that's the only way. But he was trying to drag there. Boswell with the sacrifice, then the RBI. McHenry behind the plate. The arbiter says that's a strike. Kelly Nutt at first, David Wiley at second, Tim Henderson. The arbiter at third. You almost get the feeling that Castellanos, this is the guy he wants. I don't believe he wants to face Barrera with a couple on here.
No, not after Trez got that single up the middle in his first at bat. Dunlap was set up way off the plate right there. Still wouldn't be surprised to see something off speed right here, even though the count is 3-2.
Right at the end of the shadow right here.
Got out there quick, didn't it?
Payoff pitch coming. Went with the bender, comes up with the strikeout, his third, but not before Texas gets on the board with back-to-back extra base hits. First by McKenzie, then by Gerwitz, and Boswell with the bunt to put him on the board. And I'll tell you what, you look at that, Texas just needs to line up and play top 10 schools because they've been really good against them all season long. Another one comes to town Monday night as the Kansas Jayhawks and Perry Ellis come to town. That ought to be an outstanding game, but it's been a big day for sports here in the state capitol in Austin. We've had a lot of different sports, and we got a good one here. We go to a third of the game in the book, 1-0 Texas. And the lefty from College Station, Ty Colberth, has been perfect so far. 9 up, 9 down.
Just hasn't given many pitches to hit. Obviously, with no base runners and 0 hits.
He's retired 4 of them via the strikeout.
He's been able to command both sides of the plate. Get the breaking ball over. He's commanded the inner half with that fastball very well today. 4 strikeouts, 3 looking. That's when you know you're hitting your spots. You get those called strike 3s.
Getting right to the end of the shadow, it will become much less difficult to hit. Hitting's difficult, but less difficult. Couldn't catch up to that change up there. 5th strikeout of the ballgame.
The location of all Ty's pitches today. Look, Michael Kansas set down, and this ball just drops when it gets to the plate.
Nico Horner steps in. He was a strikeout victim his first time up. You will see hitters the second time through here, I think, try to take advantage and try to go the other way. The right-handers, because what's happening to them, say, all right, we've been out in front, he's fooling us, let's try to go the other way. We've seen the first 2 guys have tried that way. He did go around and quickly down in the count 0-2.
Well, I mean, Ty's hit his spots on the inner half, too.
Tried to backdoor breaking ball there. Just went around the plate. Very defensive right now. You can just tell the Cardinal hitters are not aggressive at all.
It's tough. I mean, in my opinion, because Ty's able to command both sides of the plate right now. You're looking one spot, he throws it another. You're just trying to foul the ball off.
In the dirt, knocked down. Can he get it to first in time? No, he cannot. Michael Cantu quite upset at himself. He went down, Greg, and that's one of the things for young catchers. He couldn't find it first, but he went down with one hand, try to get it. Go down with both hands, scoop with your mitt. Watch this. He gets in the dirt. He's got it. He sees it, and he tries to throw his mask. Oh, there it is, and he goes down with his hand. If you just go scoop right there, you know, that mitt's got a scoop on the front of it to scoop it up together. You have it, you can get the out.
The slight hesitation of not knowing where the ball was made him rush as he leaned down to get the ball.
This ball popped up. Second out of the inning. Dr. Kroger. That goes as a strikeout, his 6th, and awarded first base on the wild pitch. That's the way you score that if you're scoring it.
It's a tough wild pitch.
It is a tough wild pitch.
The ball was blocked. Stayed right in front of the catcher. Wonder if, since he did drop it after he picked it up.
Well, you could issue a miscue on it, possibly, but more than likely most official scores will not. They will call it because the ball's in the dirt. That brings Alex Dunlap, the junior from the Woodlands. Actually, they did. So it's not a wild pitch. It goes as E2. That is a scorer's discretion. Good breaking ball in there for a strike. But the perfect game,
Gone.
it's gone. Throw over. Easily back to the bag. '50th pitch. For Colberth.
Way out in front of that one.
Just in total command, though. You would think his second outing, and it's been so effective so far, I could see him going 95 to 100. They got him picked off. Throw to second. In time. 1-3-6 on the pickoff move. And the minimum sent to the plate by the Stanford Cardinal. We go to the home half of the 4th, 1-0 Texas. As both pitchers have pitched real well. Texas took advantage, though. Back-to-back extra base hits and then a good bunt. And Texas takes a 1-0 lead. And it will be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters too. Keith Moreland, Greg Swindell, head coach Augie Garrido right there. Happy what he's seen so far. The 3rd inning has been good to Texas in this series.
All 5 of their runs.
That's
this
exactly
series.
Right. Barrera, that was not, he didn't hold anything back there. That's an aggressive swing.
He's swinging like that this year. Has a hit in every game. He's been taking some good hacks, and eventually you're going to catch up with one of them.
A little bit different approach this here. You can see as he steps in the box, that right foot right up on the line, open in stance. Try to get both eyes on the ball. Try to let the ball get deeper. This ball hit well to left, right on the button. 2 for 2 is Barrera in the game.
Leadoff hitter on base for Texas. See the shadow gone now. It's now behind the mound. It's probably still a little bright. Does a good job right there.
I like the fact he thought about 2 when he left home plate. Now Brody did a nice job getting to it and getting it back in, but the only way you get a double in a play like that is to leave home plate thinking 2. Can 2 for the 2nd time, squares to bunt. He did it perfectly back in the 2nd inning. He'll be followed by Denny. Pulls it back. Takes it for a strike. Ask Coach Garrido to go through the signs again. Make sure he's got it right. A lot of coaches will put it on, and unless I take it off, it's on. I don't have to give the sign again.
Exactly.
Not bunting, hit and run. Has to go to first, does the job anyway. So Coach might have had a shot at second, but Edmund decides that I better get an out. What do you think right here, Greg?
You see where Tress is. I mean, right there, it could be worth the chance, because if you get it to the second baseman, Horner, quick enough, he still has time to throw it to first and still get the out at first base. But Edmund took the safer route, threw it to first himself.
You know, sometimes you can get some help. Nico Horner, as second baseman, can sort of peek and say, hey, give it to me, give it to me. You can sort of get some communication right there. Denny steps in, takes the first curveball for a strike. Mark was probably saying, let's get an out for sure. You want one. And they got one. Castellanos, the left-hander, has done a nice job mixing his pitches. He's given up 4 base hits in the game.
Both these pitchers not in the same routine. I mean, they're mixing every pitch in there at different times. We've seen Castellanos throw a 3-2 curveball in there for a called strike 3. There's no pattern right now for either of these left-handers.
The 0-2 upstairs, and what I call a wasted pitch. If it's not over the plate, it's a wasted pitch. Now, if that fastball is over the plate at eye level, the hitter instantly says, I can reach it, and might think about swinging. But when he sees it up and away, Greg, it's just a wasted pitch.
There's nothing going there.
The 1-2. Travis Jones awaits on deck.
Just tried the wasted fastball, the changeup down. Denny not biting.
Denny in this same count swung over the top of a curveball his first time up.
So I'm saying maybe backdoor this curveball.
Just gets a piece of it this time. Caleb Denny, redshirt freshman, injured all of last season. Redshirt year. He's from Humboldt. Catchers, well, even though he's playing first today, always like when pitchers try to throw over and go, hey, what, you know, I got speed. They think I'm fixing to run.
Well, just ask Tress. He'll tell you he's got speed too.
I used to measure mine with a sundial.
Here's the shade out here.
He's going. Throw to third, and he gets there. Gets stolen base as DeKroger dropped the ball. He was right there. Perfect throw. Went to make the tag too quickly.
I stand corrected.
He's got a bag.
Sorry, Mr. Barrera. Got a good lead, got a good jump. If Mikey DeKroger hangs on to this ball, he's out. But just hits him in the palm of the glove and pops out on the ground. Tress Barrera is going to get a steal of third.
Infield does come up. 7th pitch of the bat. 3-2 pitch coming. Goes to the curveball, checks the swing, gets a piece of it.
Come on, baby. Come on, Denny.
These are those at bats that are so crucial in a game. Man on third, less than 2 outs. A fly ball to center, routine can of corn to center, and you score. Infield up. Down the right field line, but fading foul. But I like the approach.
You have to with a pitcher like Castellanos. Look for that off speed, look for it away. You can come in there with a fastball. Tip your hat.
That's the first career stolen base for Barrera. Breaking ball, did he go around? He appealed to first. He did not. Ball 4. So that'll put runners at first and third. Very close right there. Boy, that is close. Said he didn't go.
Good call by Kelly Nutt down there. Was close. Caleb with a good at bat.
Jones has really good speed for a big man. It's tough to double up right here. I would not be surprised, though, early in this at bat to see safety squeeze again.
It worked once. Could give him one swing at it.
Just misses outside. There it is. Excellent execution. Dunlap tries to tag the runner. Barrera, everybody safe. 2-0 Texas.
That's going to be a base hit and an RBI. What a perfect bunt by Travis Jones. Just out in front of the plate. And again, deadens it. Alex Dunlap thinks he might have a chance right there at Tres Barrera, but he's going to give a hook slide. Wasn't even close. Tres gets the plate. Texas with 2 runs on 2 bunts.
Perfect bunt. This ball hit well to right. Going back is Loker. Can he get there? He cannot. On his way to the plate. The throw to the plate. Not in time. 3-0 Texas.
Cody Clemens surprises the Stanford outfield right here. Gets a fastball down and in. Puts a good swing on it. Kind of going back into that wind. The wind's blowing out to the left center. Only thing there, the runners had to be careful they didn't run into each other, run past each other, but Caleb Denny all the way around. Gets his run scored. And we got the dab. Kinda.
An unusual dab. But a little dab will do you.
Good one's on.
3-0 Texas. Breaking ball misses outside to McKenzie. McKenzie double to ride his first time up.
Don't be surprised. Just see another one right here. Corners are in. It might take away the bunt, but push it hard.
Check.
Good hitter's pitch coming here. Chance to really blow this thing wide open.
Texas had the opportunity yesterday as well. Unable to take advantage. This right here could do it.
Off at the end of the bat, hook back liner, that's going to fall. Coming in scores Jones, 4-0 Texas.
Last time we saw Jacob McKenzie get fooled a little out front, keeps it fair down the left line. This one gets fooled and hits it off the end of the bat. Drops it in over Edmond and in front of Klein.
This is going to prompt a visit. Nobody up and going in the Stanford bullpen. It started with a base hit by Barrera. Cantu, and what we thought could have possibly been a double play ball.
Oh, yeah.
How big was that at that point? And Edmond goes to first to get Cantu, and then the walk to Denny, and then the stolen base makes it first and third. Then we have the first the safety squeeze. That drives in the second run, and then the double by Clements and the single by McKenzie. 4 consecutive Longhorn batters have reached, 3 of them via the base hit. Texas has out-hit Stanford 7-0 at this point in the ball game. What a great crowd here today.
We thought we'd get a good crowd with this big sports day here in the UT campus.
Women's basketball tonight.
There's everything going on. Why wouldn't you want to be right here if you're a Longhorn fan?
First 2 games, 13 base hits total and 4 runs. Today, 4 runs and 7 hits already, and we're in the bottom of the 4th. 3 extra base hits in the ball game.
3 doubles.
Gerwitz steps in. He doubled his last time up. Pops this ball up out towards center. Klein coming quickly, able to make the play. Tagging and having to hold is the runner. Clements thought about it right there. Sometimes you don't get a good read when you look at it, and if you don't get a good read off of the bat, as a runner at third, he sort of got halfway down the line. He got caught in the middle right there. By the time he got back to tag up, it was too late to come to the plate.
Yeah, he was looking, probably a wise decision. It wasn't the strongest of throws, but it was strong on the ground. He kind of threw a ground ball in there.
That'll bring Brett Boswell to the plate. Boswell had an RBI with a sacrifice on a safety squeeze his last time up. So he's 0 for 1 with an RBI. Lefty-lefty matchup here. Up and away for ball 1.
Stanford with no one up in the pen, but some pitchers did run down there during the talk on the mound. Loosening up, stretching.
This ball hit well to right. Doesn't have enough. This ball's gone. 3-run homer. 7-0 Texas.
Wow, that's a big fly right there by Brett Boswell. That ball up in the air, lower than Cody Clemens, the one he hit to right field. That ball got up in the air. Look where this ball takes off. Straight up. Brett looks up at it. Once it got up high, the wind just kept pushing it, and this ball got out of here by a good distance. See the Texas bench knows it. Let's see, the ball hits the wire right there.
On the Comal Street. Texas has blown it open here. Biggest offensive inning of the year for Texas. And they bat it around as Joe Baker comes in. Off of the end of the bat, and that does it. Texas bats around, scores 6. We will have Cal Johnston with us when we come back. Longhorn fans excited about a 6th spot. That comes in the bottom of the 4th. We go to the top of the 5th, 7-0 Texas, and we go down to the Longhorn dugout and visit with last night's hero, because this team needed somebody to step up. Kyle Johnston. Kyle, Keith and Greg with you upstairs. First thing I wanted to talk to you about, and Greg will get deeper into pitching, but the ability to throw your off-speed pitches for strikes last night. And you saw, we could see that early. You had command of that pitch.
Yeah, well, just going back with last week, try not to overthrow each pitch. Really trying to command the first pitch strike and just try to do simple more with what I have and get over the plate and just get quick outs.
And it seemed last night, we showed you on the bench a couple times. I mean, you were focused from the get-go, and then a couple times on the mound, I saw you look up to the right in the sky. Is that like just a mechanism to kind of get you back in the moment?
Well, whenever I get down 1-0, 2-0, or throw a bad pitch, just kind of step off, take a deep breath, get on my release with just looking up to a focal point in the stands, trying to just distract myself with that bad pitch and just get back on and get back to work.
When you do that, one of the things you want to do is, I know she's also breathing as well. Is that something you're trying to do right there?
Yeah, we work on that in the fall with Ken, just focusing on breathing, focusing on one pitch at a time, and just staying within yourself, just doing what you do.
Pretty good mood down there on the bench right now?
Oh, it's great.
Thanks for taking the time, Kyle.
Appreciate it. Thank you all.
As winning pitcher last night, career high in strikeouts, career high in innings pitched, and boy, at the right time for Texas and what was going on in a 4-game series, and you've had to use 4 guys the night before out of your bullpen. They needed that length last night out of him.
He's the Friday night guy. I mean, he has been the first 2 games of the season this year. Came into his own again last year in that Big 12 tournament. Pitched a career high at the time to get him into the finals, and that, I just think it gave him so much confidence, gave the whole pitching staff confidence to see that happen last year. It carried over. It is your second start. You should start throwing more. And I would expect, I know you never want to have any expectations, but we can in the booth that Kyle Johnston can be like that every time he goes out.
Absolutely. You can be that guy that you can count on Friday night to give you some depth. Alex Dunlap steps in, tries to check his swing there. He did not go. 4-5-6 due for Stanford.
Kelly's got it tough down there right now. He's got that sun right in his eyes too.
All the guys on the right-hand side of the infield do. 1-2. Got him. 6th strikeout, 7th, by the way, of the ball game. Excuse me. This one swinging.
7, nice and easy. Outer half of the plate. At the knees.
Quinn Brody will step in. He lined out his first time up. In their first strike. Colberth has been outstanding. He's faced the minimum at this point. That is a career high with the 7 strikeouts. And quickly out in front, 0-2. Strikeouts add up pitch counts.
They do. 57th pitch.
Got him.
8th strikeout.
Each strikeout will be a new career high.
Three pitches, 3 strikes. The breaking ball just off the plate. Tough to pick up. See, it's tight and late.
We'll have a pinch hitter. Nicholas Orr will be the pinch hitter. He's a true freshman, 6'1", 215-pounder from Pleasant Hill, California. So Orr, his first plate appearance of the series. Chops it on the ground out to Baker. And quickly, it's 1-2-3 again for Stanford. Mark Marquis will be with us when we come back. Halfway home, 7-0 Texas. We play here in the bottom of the 5th, and we go down into the Stanford dugout and visit with their head coach, Mark Marquis, in his 40th year. Coach, these type of ball games, you always try to keep your kids up, and it's a middle game now to try to stay in the game. You're not out of the game, but you got to keep battling right now.
Oh, you're right. But their job, the lefty's doing a great job changing speed. We really haven't got a hit off him yet. He's pitched outstanding. We just haven't done much. So hopefully we can we can get a couple of hits. But you're never out of it. But obviously we got to start doing something with the bat. But he's keeping us off balance.
Yeah, on the other side of it, when you look what Chris has done, he just elevated some balls there in that 4th inning.
Yeah, and then we got a chance. We got the guy at third base, and we don't make the tag there, and and they take advantage of it. They got a couple of bunts down. They've done a great job. They put a lot of pressure on us, and they've executed. So give credit to them too.
Thanks for taking the time,
Thank
Coach.
Thank you guys.
Fun to sit and talk to them. These two guys, I say it every day when we play Stanford, but when you have 3,511 wins between two head coaches, if you're a baseball guy, you want to talk to guys like that.
Never a negative moment. Always staying positive. Always in the game.
Barrera steps back in. He's 2 for 2 today. Texas with 8 hits on the day, 7 runs on the board. Kind of expected, Greg, I'm sure you did too, for Barrera here in his junior campaign to have this kind of start. I just felt like he was going to get off to a rapid start.
He's worked hard, and since his freshman year, he's gotten better every year. He's worked on different parts of his game.
Off at the end of the bat. Nice job there to come over. 1 unassisted on the putout. I don't think there's a question about that. I think he's gotten much better behind the plate as well.
Much better behind the plate. He's the leader of that team. Always smiling as well. I just look at him and just see his work ethic from his freshman year on. He's been a hard worker. Gets to the field early, works on what he needs to that day.
He's the leader of this baseball team.
Yes.
There's no question. He is the leader. Michael Cantu steps in. He's 0 for 1. He's sacrificed. Got to overthrow that bender. It's 2-0.
He was cruising pretty good till last inning. You get that ball hit a couple times. You start to not throw it like you should. You start to aim it a little bit.
Yeah, he had a chance for them to turn a double play, and then they had a chance to get the out at third and really put themselves in a position where they had 2 outs and nobody on, and it snowballed, and 6 runs came across the plate.
And it's tough to get back out there after you just given up a 6 spot. Because you're thinking in the back of your mind, you're like, man, I couldn't get him out last inning. How am I going to get him out this inning? But then that's when the mental part comes over. Like you said, you just have to overcome that. Made a good pitch to Tress, and he's made a few good pitches here to Michael so far.
Tied him up there with a good fastball in. Stanford really responded last night after putting a 4 spot up. Texas did in the 4th. They came right back and had every opportunity to come back, tie the ball game, and win it when we got to the 8th and the 9th.
Another good changeup. And this one did look like it just ran out of air. Got almost to the plate and just disappeared. See, Michael gets way out in front of it right there, just swings out in front of it. Good pitch. Good job by Castellanos to continue to pitch. So he's gone to that changeup a couple times here after overthrowing the breaking ball.
Denny steps in. He has walked and scored and struck out in his 2 plate appearances.
There's the breaker. Still have to throw it. Still have to continue to do that. Get the feel for it back, and that was a good one. It's going fastball, breaking ball. See if he tries that changeup. Going to go up top, though. A little better waist pitch.
Yes.
Over the plate anyway.
Yes. I don't feel, as a catcher, I wouldn't feel that was a wasted pitch. one that's up and away? Definitely is. Foul tip, held on to, and 1, 2, 3 goes Texas. 5th strikeout. We go to the top of the 6th. 7-0 Texas. Ty Colberth has been outstanding. He's faced the minimum. He has not allowed a base hit. One base runner reached on a strikeout, but he has just been outstanding, mixing all of his pitches well.
Well, he's been hitting the mitt. Every one of these Michael Cantu is set up. Ty Colberth has hit the mitt. He's hit the mitt with the fastball, the breaking ball, and the changeup. He's been in total command of this game. 5 innings, career high. Right now of 8, could go up. A big blast by Brett Boswell. Hits it out on Comal Street, a 3-run homer.
Yeah, the 4 extra base hits, big in this game as well. So we go to the top of the 6th, 7-0 Texas. Loker will lead it off. So we may have a pinch hitter. Brandon Wolf will be the pinch hitter. We could see a lot of different pinch hitters as the day goes on. This is your opportunity, and if you're a coach, to get guys an opportunity to get at bats.
Yeah, it's not that you're throwing in the towel, but you want to get guys into game situations. And at this point in the game, Ty Colberth has been in total command. I mean, unless Texas just implodes. I mean, this game's going.
He's had 1 3-ball count.
1 3-ball count the entire ball game.
The 2-1 here. On the ground to Boswell. And 1 gone. And Jack Klein strides to the plate. Boswell with 4 RBIs today. The 3-run homer. How about you get the safety squeeze your 2nd time up, get an RBI, get Texas on the board, and then your next time up you hit a 3-run shot.
Big fly. And off a left-hand. Brett has struggled a little off left-handers. So for him to get that pitch, hit it out on the Comal, it has to be some good confidence for him.
Klein struck out his 1st time up. Flies out to right. Coming on quickly is McKenzie. Does he make the play? Yes, he does. Nice play. Jake McKenzie. Plays everywhere. Made that play right there.
Getting to the point in the game where everything hit, you want it to be caught. Jake lost that ball for a slight second. Was able to pick it up, glove on the ground, just under the ball. Presents it.
Held on to it right there. It looked like it had a chance to drag out as Decker steps in. Decker grounded to short his 1st time up. Back-to-back breaking balls. Decker down on the count.
At the knees.
0-2. Excellent 0-2 pitch right there, too.
That's that sneaky fastball. I mean, it's 89 miles an hour, but we haven't really seen that pitch right there. Ty tried to come inside and get a swing and a miss right there. A real good pitch.
The 1-2. Backs it up with another one, just misses downstairs.
Tough to lay off. Tells me you could be looking for that breaking ball. Those two were close.
There's the breaking ball, and there's the strikeout. The 9th of the ball game. He's faced the minimum. We go to the home half of the 6th. Not as sexy as home runs, but any way to get a run in. Get it down, perfect. Safety squeeze for the 1st run of the ball game. Later in the game, in the fourth. Jones with an excellent bunt, gets a base hit and an RBI on the safety squeeze. The 3-run homers are nice, but you got to find ways to score other ways as well. Jones hits this on the ground into left field. No throw. And Jones has his second knock of the day.
Finds the hole by the third baseman, and Tommy Edmonds still playing hard out there. Gets that ground ball.
Brandon Wolf stays in the game in right field after pinch hitting, so he remains in the game. Casey Clements has a double and a ribby in this game.
Cody got him a good fastball down and in last at bat. Over at the time, the right fielder, Johnny Loker.
Are there times in a game as a pitcher that you know you've got to eat some innings up? You got to help your team. The overall team thing is right now, even though you may give up another Ernie, that you've got to give your team some outs.
And since he's not a hard thrower, I mean, I don't think the pitch count will affect him too much going into his next start. He's at only 85 pitches.
Ball popped up. Edmund does not have to move in his tracks. First out of the inning.
But yeah, you know you're out there. I mean, after the sixth spot, Texas put up in the fourth. I mean, I'm tipping my hat to Castellanos right now to be back out there for a second inning after that. Very easily could have thrown his hat in, you know, and gave up. But no, he's going to get out there, save the bullpen at least now, going for his second inning after the sixth spot. Bobby Zarubin getting ready for the Cardinal in their bullpen.
Jake McKenzie's had a big day. He scored twice. He's doubled. He's singled. He's driven in a run. Made an outstanding play in right field.
Saved the day so far.
He sure has. Scoreboard totals are correct. No runs, no hits, no errors for Stanford. 7 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for Texas. These are all big at bats. If you're Texas too, I mean, it's early in the season, don't ever give any at bats away. You look up and probably have control of the game at 7-0, but you know, I got some good advice early in my career from a guy named Pete Rose, who only had 200 and something hits. He said, don't give at bats away, man. They're too precious.
Well, and especially for Travis Jones, Jake McKenzie, players like this, because now they're going to be in the lineup for a while.
Ball hit pretty well to center, but it'll stay in play. Back is Klein. First out of the inning.
Patrick Mathis with the sore leg, and Tyler Rand out.
Super Saturday continues on LHN. After our game, the Longhorn Extra crew has highlights and analysis of the day, including a recap of the men's hoops games against number 3 Oklahoma. Texas did win that ball game. Following Extra, we live at the Drum for the 8th-ranked Texas women's as they take on the TCU Horned Frogs. Catch all the action right here on LHN, streaming live on ESPN. Watch ESPN and the ESPN app. Back to the top of the order. To Zane Gerwitz. Just out in front there.
2 losses all year for the women's basketball team.
Could be a fun March for both of these clubs. The men today with that big victory.
Sold out Drum.
Foul back, quickly down 0-2.
But Boswell on deck, 1 for 2 on the day. Had the sacrifice earlier in the game, and last at bat, 3-run Jimmy Jack out to right field.
Those are fun. 0-2. Didn't get the call. Tried to come back inside off the plate.
Still pitching away. I like it. Because 7 total, 6 in 1 inning. Could have easily just given up. Could have Castellanos, but he's still making pitches.
Swing and a miss. Comes up with a strikeout. Texas is down here in the 6th. Ty Colberth headed back out for his 7th inning of work. Two-thirds of the ball game in the books. You can see the line score right there. No runs, no hits, no errors for Stanford. 7-9-1 for Texas. 9 strikeouts for Ty Colberth. What 2 great quality starts at this point. 17 strikeouts and 13 innings of work. They've allowed just 2 runs. But these 2 guys right there have done their job.
You want to compete against each other when you make starts. Kyle Johnston led it last night, leading the dancing moves right there. Now Ty Colberth trying to follow that up. And 1.
Top of the order. 1, 2, 3 due for Stanford. The top of the order for the opponents still do not have a base hit on the season. Now this in the 6th game of the year, the leadoff hitter for the opposition.
Each inning.
Just the leadoff hitter in the order. The number 1 spot in the order for both UNLV and Stanford are 0 for the season. Wow. That's doing a nice job of pitching right there. Nico Horner steps in. He reached after he struck out. Michael Cantu could not find the baseball. Went down, found it, reached up, dropped it. So he's the only base runner to reach base in the ball game at this point. He was eliminated when he was picked off. Trying to steal second. Ball hit down the left field line. Just foul.
Oh, you could see that too. You could see the rubber particles that are under the turf here. Watch where this ball is. I guarantee it's no more than 2 inches foul. Right to the left side of that left field line.
Oh, 2. Up at the top, back up the middle. Boswell's going to have a tough play. Can he make it? He cannot. This crowd will give Ty Colberth a standing ovation. He went 6 1/3 innings of no-hit baseball. Every player on the field, when you get to the 7th, knows what's going on. And you try everything you can do, and Boswell tried everything he could do, knowing that his pitcher had a no-hitter. So you got to put that to the side now. And I'm going to ask you about that, because I'm sure you carried some games.
Now you want to go for the shutout.
Yep.
So you continue to pitch. Continue to pitch. He's at the 75 pitch count coming up.
Kroger 0 for 2 in this one as he steps in. Tardy, foul down the left field line.
And if you let up any, especially against a team as Stanford. I mean, they can get back into it just as easily as you kept them out of it.
Well, they crawled back from 4-0 last night. And it went to the last pitch of the game.
So you continue to pitch, continue to make pitches. Pretend it's a 0-0 ball game.
10th strikeout, double digits.
Throwing the K's up there. I mean, just the perfect location on the off-speed pitches. Outer to the left-handed hitters.
Alex Dunlap will step in. He's grounded to short and struck out in his 2 plate appearances. Chopped on the ground. Going to be a tough play across the diamond. Not in time. 2 infield singles here in the 7th for Stanford.
Dunlap hit just about that same one last night. See, Brett had to went further down on his knees right there. The high throw. Last night he made the strong throw.
A little bit of a deke right here at the end. As Brewer tries to act like I didn't catch it. Fish are not bite. Breaking ball stays upstairs to Quinn Brody. Brody's got good power. A big fly right here, and this all of a sudden is a different ball game. Good hitter's pitch coming. This is going to be about keeping concentration. You can almost tell what Skip Johnson's going to say as he's walking out there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, after the first infield single, you're like, okay, that's over with. The second one, you start to think a little bit. Look at Ty Colberth keeping his eyes right on Skip Johnson's eyes right there. Gets him right back into the process, pitch by pitch. Texas pen quiet, except for a few letters out there.
The 2-0. Got in on the hands. Could be a difficult play. Takes it right over the Cardinal dugout. Got an email question. Why would Michael Cantu wear a mouthpiece? And that is about taking that blow onto your face mask. That's why you see some catchers wearing that mouthpiece for that. It's just to absorb that, help your jaw.
So in that
because
case,
trust me, that foul tip straight back into your mask is like getting punched.
In that case, it's like getting hit by a linebacker. I mean, you wear them in football.
That's exactly
for that same reason. Plus, I mean, he could be a teeth grinder back there, waiting on the pitch, grind those teeth.
The 2-2. Got him. 11th strikeout. Cantu doesn't have it. Can he get it up? Can he get it to first in time? Just in time. Second time in the ball game we've had a strikeout. The 11th of the game. Cotton Eye Joe, 7th inning stretch here at UFCU Dish Falk Field. You know what? There are times when the emotion of the game is so real, and you can tell right here. He just says so close.
He say so close?
He said so.
I thought he said, come on, Boswell, you got to have that.
So close.
There was. Yeah, well, I mean, what this first 6 and the 3rd innings, he had a no-hitter going, and you couldn't tell. A no-hitter with 10 strikeouts going. You couldn't tell.
Bobby Zarubin into the game. The 6', 190-pound senior from San Diego, making his first appearance of the season. As he comes into the game, he'll be facing the 2, 3, and 4 spots. 7-0 Texas here, home half of the 7th. Beautiful afternoon here in Central Texas. And it's beautiful if you're a Longhorn fan. 7-0 at this point. Boswell, the big blow of the ball game. The 3-run shot has 4 ribbies on the day. In there for a strike. Lines it to left. In there for a base hit. Second hit of the day for Boswell. Good to see him start to get going if you're a Longhorn fan.
I don't think even better. Taking this breaking ball outside and taking it the other way with authority.
Alex Wilson, the new left fielder, thought about coming in to try to make that play. Backed off the last minute. He just came into the game. As Joe Baker steps in. Ball speed downstairs. Baker looking for his first knock of the day. He's 0 for 3 as he steps in. Double digits in hits now for Texas with 10. And they're going to make him stay right there. We saw that last night.
Joe's like, yep, you got me.
Just keeps it right there.
I don't know if I'm keeping it right there without a pad on.
He doesn't have that body armor on. The 2-0 downstairs. Don't think you'll see the green light here.
Nice 3-0 fastball. The wheels are always turning right there. Who can I bring in next? Who needs a little playing time?
Popped up. Fair territory for the first out of the inning. Oh, there's no question that Mark Marquis is still always thinking. He's thinking about not only this game and who I could see and what I need to do, give them the opportunity, but he's thinking about tomorrow, too.
Yeah.
Barrera 2 for 3 today.
With his first career stolen base.
A third, too, not second. Off speed, catches the outer half. For strike one, Barrera didn't think so. A little smile on his face, but you got 2 more. Ripped on the ground. To second for 1. The relay to first. 5-4-3 double play ends the inning here in the 7th for Texas. Really nice turn of 2 leads us to the 8th. Texas baseball concludes their series versus Stanford tomorrow, Sunday at 12:30 Central, right here on Longhorn Network. The game will be streaming live on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app. Probable starters tomorrow, both of them really did a nice job in their first outing. I would think you will see a big difference in Mays in the sense that his ball strike ratio was not good. That was the one thing that he did not do well in his first start.
He was fighting himself out on the mound in his first start. He got that one out of the way. You'll see a different man tomorrow.
Colberth out for his 8th inning of work. First pitch, catches it on the outside corner. A good off-speed pitch. 84 pitches total now for the senior. Backdoor breaking ball. And he is just as good now as he was earlier in the game. He's hitting his spots.
Hitting the spots. Texas bullpen right now with no one up, so he can keep that pitch count down this inning.
Almost a 3-to-1 strikeout to ball ratio. That's pounding the zone. Nicholas Orr, his second at bat of the ball game from Pleasant Hill, California. Grounded to short his first time up. Right down Broadway. 12th strikeout of the game. Glorified air when you start getting up around 13 and 14 in the strikeout category.
Right now you're in the tweens. You're about to be in the teens.
Just takes it right there.
Tyler's strikeout high coming in was 6. Did that a few times. Well, he's doubled that.
Brandon Wolf grounds to third. Across the diamond. 2 quick outs here in the 8th. Bo Branton will be the new pinch hitter. We're going to see a lot of folks. We saw him on Thursday night as he came in to pinch hit in the ballgame. His second appearance in the series. So Branton steps in. And just continues to pound the zone.
Just pounding the zone.
A sophomore from Honolulu. To second. Baker has it. 1, 2, 3. Go the Cardinals again. Lady Bird Lake, downtown Austin. Lots of folks having fun here at UFCU Disch-Falk Field. Texas cruising here with a 7-0 lead. It's been a nice crowd here today. It's been a great day in Austin for sports, no question. You could be right here in the area and do it all without the vehicle. You could just walk.
Walk across I-35.
The swimming championships over at the Jamal Center. The drum active all day with women's and men's sport. McCombs Field. And here, right here, UFCU Disch-Falk Field.
East side versus west side.
Events on both sides. Michael Cantu will step in. First pitch in there for a strike. Michael has sacrificed, so he's 0 for 2, grounded to short, and struck out in his 3 plate appearances. Breaking ball. Just gets a piece of it. Always felt like game 3, obviously, in most series in college baseball, Greg. You know, that's the rubber match if you've lost one and won one. But this, at least you know you'll come out of this weekend at 500 by winning today.
Get out of the way, that one. That's it. You can relax more because you will at least have a 500 for the series. If you lose this one, it's a little more pressure on you.
Chopped on the ground. Edmund has it. In time to first for the first out of the inning. We'll have a 4-game series next weekend as well.
Cal Bears.
Ranked Cal Bears.
10th ranked Cal Bears.
We look at our upcoming schedule for the Longhorns. It is going to be a tough one. Obviously, there's some key games as the Rubens day is done. The Stanford Cardinal goes to the bullpen. As you can see, obviously Stanford tomorrow on the road down to face the Bobcats of Texas State, and then a 4-game set against the Colberth. Sam Houston here at Disch-Falk Field, and on the road to play a UCLA club that, quite frankly, a lot of people talking about at this point. And then the number 4 Texas A&M Aggies on the road that Tuesday right after that trip. And then the Green Wave comes in at the end of the month.
And there's a...
We will come back and give you the new pitcher for the Stanford Cardinals in a moment. Joey Starlin into the game. Starlin, the junior, 6'2", 225 pounds, from Bartow, Florida. As he comes into the game, his first appearance of the season, as he comes into the ball game to face Caleb Denny. Denny on the day has walked and scored, sandwiched around a couple of strikeouts. Fouls back.
Good swing. Let it fly right there. It's a little different than that. Castellanos, the lefty, started this game. First right-hander that Caleb will see.
Almost looked like a spiked curveball there. He had his index finger on his right hand up on the ball. Did you ever throw a spike breaking ball?
That's how I threw my curveball, yes.
Ripped to third, off of DeKroger into left field. I think that's a base hit. See what the call is. Bullet. He knocked it down but couldn't handle it.
That ball's hit too hard to be an error. Look at this. One hops him. And if anything, DeKroger saved a double right there.
Goes as a base hit. Travis Jones steps in. Jones has had a big day. He singled twice and struck out. 2 for 3 as he steps in.
Hit him.
That ball hit him.
He says he didn't get out of the way. I don't know if he could have gotten out of the way of that ball.
Now the first one with Baker was
Joe,
right.
yeah.
This one's
moving in. That was coming in towards. You see this pitch, and that ball's almost going behind. Moving in to Travis Jones.
You know, it's contentious. I mean, I think we're going to see the rules change as time goes on. I think it's something that they have really taken a long look at the umpires have, and you know, the competition committees of what's going on, because you know, so many guys are wearing the armor and the stuff, and you know, they're just turning into it. You know, I think if you turn and put your elbow out, it's absolutely the right call. But I don't think that
towards the plate.
I don't think Travis Jones could do anything but turn to the inside. That's your instinct as a hitter, is to turn, and that ball caught him in the chest.
It was running at him. I think now he's saying he didn't give an effort to get out of the way. But when the ball is halfway into the batter's box, where do you go?
So we're going to get a pinch runner.
Tate
Shaw will be the pinch runner for Texas as he comes in for Caleb Denny. So 1-0 to Travis Jones. One of the things that you looked at this club, you were worried about the injuries to Rand and to Mathis. Well, the two guys replacing them today, 4 for 6. They've driven in 2 runs and they've scored 3.
Had a very good ball game.
Pounds this one off his foot.
And that's, you'd like to see that. I mean, because when Rand and Mathis get healthy and get back out there, these guys that are going to be replacing them for 3 weeks or so will have the at-bats. They'll have the experience. They'll, you know,
take advantage of the opportunities you get. Because, you know, when the other guys come back, if you're playing really well, it's hard to lose your job. Ball hit into right center, and Jones comes up with another knock. Bobbled, and Shaw stays at second. Well, would you rather have a hit by pitch or a base hit, Greg? I think I'll take the base hit.
The hit helps your average. The hit by pitch does nothing for it, so I'll take the hit.
Your on base percentage goes up. That's it. Cody Clemens steps in. He's 1 for 3 in this one. A big RBI double. Back in that 6-run fourth. We could have a pitching change here.
Lefty warming up, lefty coming up, and we're going to see the new pitcher.
We are going to see a new pitcher in the ball game. Will be the 4th in the game for the Stanford Cardinal. When you look at this ball game, Greg, I think you go back to the very beginning of the game. We talked about 2 left-handers that need to find a way to dominate the game. And when you looked at what happened, Castellanos struggled in his part. Ty Colberth did not.
You're exactly right. Castellanos had it working early in the game. He was using the breaking ball. Got a strikeout with a 3-2 breaking ball, but ran into a little trouble in the 4th inning. Texas put up a 6 spot, but he continued to pitch after that a couple innings. But Ty Colberth, this entire ball game, commanded both sides, inside, outside, to both lefties and righties. Was just comfortable on the mound the entire game. Never got into trouble. Didn't give up a hit till the 7th inning. So a very, wonderful start for Ty Colberth.
Oh, there's no question about it, and exactly what Texas needed with their bullpen, needing some rest here today, and they've gotten that. So they will be back pretty close to full strength. On the other side of that, you look what Stanford's gone through. They really got some great bullpen work in the first 2 ball games. They needed some length out of their starter, got that, but not kept them didn't keep them in the game.
Yeah, they didn't have to stay in the game today with Texas dropping 6 in the 1 inning and have 7 total. So it was a good day for Texas. The starter for Stanford, Castellanos, though, he kept the bullpen healthy.
You look at Ty Colberth, just outstanding. He was in command of all 3 of his pitches all day long, in and out with his fastball, the bottom of the zone. Career high, obviously, in strikeouts with 11 or 12 at this point. He just was outstanding in every department, pitching ahead and able to use both sides of the plate.
Keith, we counted 3 balls hit to the outfield all day. 3 fly balls to the outfield. The 2 base hits were kept near the infield.
John Henry Styles into the game, the 5'11", 180-pound sophomore from Houston, making his first appearance of the 2016 campaign, the 4th pitcher of the day for the Stanford Cardinal.
You would think with Cody being from Memorial High School and Styles is from Episcopal High School there in Houston, private school, that maybe they could have crossed paths the last few years.
Well, Episcopal, an excellent private school baseball program in the Houston area. First pitch misses downstairs for ball 1. Jake McKenzie awaits on deck.
Oh.
He will be awarded first base on that one as the mock cheer comes out from the Texas crowd. That ball ran up and in on him.
Cody, you're going to get hit by pitches, but I think where this one hit him, way inside right there.
That catches you on that shoulder blade.
Yeah.
Ball to bone.
That was the frustration with the bat toss right there.
Yeah.
That's smarted.
Loaded the bases for McKenzie. 2 for 4. 2 runs scored. An outstanding ball game. Styles misses downstairs. Look for 1 pitch in 1 spot. Something you can put a good swing on right here. Right at the bottom of the zone.
Got to wonder Ty Colberth will come back out. Had close to 90 pitches. Texas has had guys warming up down in the bullpen.
Base hit the other way. This is going to score a couple. And it's 9-0 Texas.
Have a day, Jake McKenzie. Good catch out and right earlier in this ball game. Now comes up with the bases loaded, fights off that inside pitch, shoots it out to right field and gets a couple RBIs.
Three for 4 on the day for Jake McKenzie. 7th and 8th RBI of his career. Back to the top of the order to Gerwitz. Gerwitz 1 for 4 today with a double. Nine runs on 13 hits for Texas. Don't give those at-bats away.
Never. You kick yourself later in the season, later in the evening.
The 1-1. Misses downstairs. Texas 13 for 32 on the day. That's a pretty good clip swinging the bat. The second for 1, the relay in time. 6-4-3 double play ends the inning, but not before the Longhorns put a 2-spot on the board. Longhorns looking for 3 outs to secure their second victory in this 4-game set against the Stanford Cardinal. It's been all Texas today. It started on the mound with Ty Colberth. His day is done. Texas moves to Casey Clemens, the 6'1", 215-pound junior from Houston. His first appearance on the mound this season. You can see his numbers from last year. And I think he will be used in this type of situation some because he can be a two-way guy for you.
He can. We've seen him play first and now getting his first action this season on the mound. You see something new right there on his face today. Got the glasses on. Casey's fastball, curveball, changeup. Sometimes that curve can turn into a slurve. 3-pitch pitcher. But there's his father, Roger Clemens, so the pedigree is there. It's in him. He's a bulldog on the mound.
Jesse Kloop will step in. From Huntington Beach, California. He'll be the pinch hitter against Clemens. Swings at the first pitch and pulls it foul. Don't forget, tomorrow afternoon, 12:30 right here on LHN. Fourth and final game of this 4-game set. 12:30 Central Time. We'll have it for you right here.
That's a curveball. Floated that one in there. Casey's thrown the inner squads throughout the spring. There's nothing like getting out there in some live action. He's comfortable at first, but hasn't been on the mound too much. Get those juices flowing on the mound. And climbing the ladder, those last two fastballs. Threw him a good breaking ball in there for strike 2. See if he can waste this one down in the zone off the plate.
Goes to a bender. 6-3 gets the out. Back to the top of the order. Still go back to the statistic that the leadoff hitter for the opponent against Texas, that bats in the #1 spot in the order, has not earned a base hit this season.
And those are the table setters. And when innings and games and that spot in the order does not get a hit, you're doing something, because normally these guys are good base runners, good base stealers, fast.
Oh, those are the guys when you're down in the order, 3rd and the 4th spot in the order, you want that leadoff guy on. Popped up left side. Jones over toward the line. 2nd out of the inning. And now for our most dependable player of the game, powered by Chevy Silverado. Is no question about it. Career highs in strikeouts with 12, no doubt. He did not allow a run or a walk, and only 2 base hits, and those hits came in the 7th inning. What an outstanding performance by the senior from College Station. Crowd comes to their feet. This pitch slides up and in and hits Horner. So the hit by pitch.
This one gets away from Casey. Never want to see it up in that area.
Matt Winokur will be the pinch hitter as he comes on to pinch hit here for DeKroger. Winokur has started the first 2 ball games. Did not play against the left-hander today until the pinch hitting role here. Off speed, misses inside.
I don't think you try to get too cute right here. Go right after this guy. Need 1 more out.
Missed down and in.
Been pretty wildly the last 3 pitches.
Find your target. Winokur taking, just misses inside corner, and the count goes to 3-0. Both of the Cardinal hits in the infield. Both came back in the 7th. 4-pitch walk after the hit batter. A couple on here for Stanford in the top of the 9th. You see Skip Johnson sort of shake his head. It's one of those things where sometimes you have a tough time figuring it out. You just go, boy, he was just cruising right along there. And all of a sudden, 5 in a row outside the zone. Bryce Carter will be the pinch hitter. Carter, the 6', 195-pounder from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
If he gets to 6 or 7 out of the zone, bullpen will probably start stirring and might get Skip out to the mound. Gets a little help. Bryce Carter says, I've been sitting over there all day. I'm going to come out and get my swings.
I'm hacking. The 0-1. On the ground, this should do it. Baker up with it, over to Barrera, in time as the throw was a little bit offline, and Texas wins the 2nd game in this 4-game set, their 2nd game of the series. It's 2-1 now. Greg, your thoughts on the ball game today?
Well, Ty Colberth set the tone. Set the tone early by going perfect for the first 6 and 5 innings or so. Texas able to get the 7 runs through 4 innings. Extend at-bats, extend the innings, score the runs, but I think it started with Ty Colberth on the mound.
I think he was outstanding. I mean, I think there's just no doubt that he set the tone of the ball game.
Yes.
Our final score here from UFCU Disch-Falk Field, Texas 9, Stanford nothing. For all of us, our entire crew, Greg Swindell, Keith Woolen, our entire crew, we really appreciated you being with us today right here at UFCU Disch-Falk Field. And as we leave you with the eyes of Texas.